So identifying clones that carry a gene of interest. How can we identify clones that carry a gene of our interest? Okay, for example, we make a lots of different clones. We have, for example, in this solution, in this plate, in this master plate, we are not actually using one colonies. For example, let's go into this previous diagram. In this diagram, what we are doing, we are actually making clips out many different segments of DNA. We use 2 or 3 different types of restriction enzymes and different types of DNA segments, human DNA segment, to be cloned, and you clone all those DNA segments in this plate, which is called a master plate. And in this master plate, we do not use any kind of this white blue screening to do that. We used to do different screening, but because this is not easier to find a restriction enzyme site in the gene which codes for beta galactosidase, which is called the LAGZ gene. So we have this gene. We need to find the action of restriction endonuclease in between that gene to incorporate that target DNA into them, to make a copy of it, to disrupt the production of the beta gal, and by use this to actually use this white blue screening. So that's why it's not always a good idea to use white blue screening, because it is too rare to have a restriction endonuclease site in between the LAGZ gene. So it uses other techniques, like here is a nucleic acid hybridization. So what is called nucleic acid probe hybridization? So before going to that, let's talk about probe. What is nucleic acid probe? Probe means is a small part of nucleic acid sequences. It's a single-stranded nucleotide sequences. For example, it's 8 to 10 nucleotide, or maybe smaller than that sequences, and it is attached to what you can call radioactive phosphorus, for example, or a radioactive film, for example. Most of the time, it is attached to radioactive phosphorus in normal biological uses, because radioactive phosphorus, which is P35. That will be no P30. Sorry, it's a P32. Yeah, phosphorus, no, P35. Sorry, it's P35, and sulfur is P32. Okay, is normally coded by this P35, which is radioactive phosphorus. It can glow in the UV radiation. It can, we can make a film out of it. It will show the position of that probe in the sequence. So that's the basic idea. So we attach the probe. The probe have this kind of radioactive isotope. So that means when you make a film, or you make a film of radiogram with that, the position of this probe gives a spot in that diagram, and we can identify it from it. So it's a master plate, for example. In this master plate, what we are doing, we are actually taking out which a filter. So normally it's a nylon filter paper. It's a nylon paper, and the nylon paper is used. This is called because the nylon paper is very good to bind with the DNA colonies, because this DNA which are present there is also a very adhere like structure with this nylon films, because the DNA phosphodiester backbone have an interaction with this nylon filter paper. It can bind with those nylon paper. Okay, so it's not a nylon. So it is called, the actual name of this paper is nitrocellulose filter paper. So it's a nitrocellulose kind of filter paper. It's a cellulose which is modified, and it's a modified cellulose which can really interact with the backbone, phosphodiester backbone of the DNA. It can bind with that. So we have a DNA, for example, here the DNA can bind with the paper in the paper surface with different kinds of reactions, and then we degrade these hydrogen bonds using different enzymes in the solution. That's important, because we have to make this DNA single stranded to bind the other probes with that, because the probes are also single stranded. So by making copy of the DNA, the exact replica of it DNA, what we are making a replica of a master plate. So it's a master plate. We are not hampering the master plate. Why? Because most of the time we have a limited access to the master plate. We have fewer master plates. So what we are doing, there are lots of colonies. If we use a nitrocellulose paper, we can make a many nitrocellulose paper copies from one master plate. That's why it's a good idea to use that. And another important about this nitrocellulose paper, it is easy to handle. It is easier to handle than this master plates to do, actually, because the probing and all these things, we need to handle it, we need to hold it, we need to use it in different instrumentations and all these things, and that is very very effective for this paper than a petri plate, which is really large and really thick thing in this case. Okay, so we make a replica of that, and finally we use a solution of probes. We add that probe into that. As we know, the probe has the different DNA sequences, and how can you determine the gene of our interest? The probe contains the exact opposite nucleotide sequence of the complementary nucleotide sequence as our gene of interest. For example, we need to find a gene, and we know that gene sequence is GTT CGA. For example, this is the sequence. Okay, so what we are doing in case of probes, we are making an opposite sequence of that. Probes are an opposite sequence of that, so we need to make a probe of the exact opposite or anti-parallel strand of this strand. So we'll make it, and after that we'll attach this probe. We'll add the probe for remain for some time, then we wash it away, and the probe will bind to the exact DNA portion where in the portion of those colonies which contains the gene of our interest. And after the binding, what we have, we will make a film of it. We have autoradiogram of it, and when you find the autoradiogram, we'll find positions of those probes. But hey, we find the position of those probes only in our paper, only in the nitrocellulose filter paper. So how can we determine where the colony resides in the master plate? So well, it is called a replica plating. Remember what we make in this case, we make a replica, and normally for making this replica we usually make marks to do that. So we are making mark in both of this let me erase this. Yeah, so we are using, in this case what we are using, we are making a replica of it. So we are making mark of that, the same region where we have marked the plate, and we have mark our paper. After doing it, we can find the marking region, and by finding those marking region we can overlap those images and finally find, yes, these are the places in the master plate which represents in this replica plate, and that means these colonies contained that nucleic acid probe. So we can use these colonies to make a culture of these colonies which is having our gene of our interest, and finally we can make copies of those genes. We use those genes to make proteins, and we can extract those proteins and purify it and make use of it. That's how it's done. Okay, so there are different reasons to use this nitrocellulose filter paper, not using that. So again, if we use this master plate, if we hybridize it, the master plate will lost forever. We cannot use those probes anymore, or those colonies anymore, because we need to hamper those colonies by attaching these probes. So in this case, the master plate colony remains undisturbed, but we are also having the results. So so molecular biologists or DNA technicians always eager to evolve or develop different technologies to do different things. Okay, so that's why they're very clever about doing those things.